Season 2 of Warzone 3 and Modern Warfare 3 is finally here. This season looks fantastic. Fortune's Keep is back, Resurgence Ranked is here, and there are new maps on Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. It's all happening. So I thought now is as good of a time as any to get our controller settings at peak levels. And we'll start with arguably the most important thing, the button layout. Now when we set our button layout, we want to ensure that it allows us to do all of the different important movement mechanics on Call of Duty, but in a comfortable and seamless way. So ideally, we want to jump shot and drop shot and slide cancel, but without taking our fingers and thumbs off the triggers or aiming in. So if you do have a paddled controller, that's of course much easier. And if you do play claw, it's much easier with that too. But if you just have a normal controller and you play with a normal grip, I highly recommend using bumper jumper tactical. This makes the jump or mantle button the left bumper and makes the right stick, when clicked in, the button to go prone or slide or dive. And then the melee button goes to B or O on PlayStation, and you can throw stuns and flashes, etc. with A or X on PlayStation. So you can jump shot around a corner seamlessly by clicking left bumper, or you can drop shot with the right stick or slide cancel with the right stick, but you don't have to take your fingers off the aim and shoot button. And if you want to go one step further, you can flip your bumpers and your triggers. The advantage of this is that your bumpers click in slightly quicker than your triggers. So if you did flip them, you could aim in and shoot that little bit quicker. For dead zones, I always recommend going as low as you can possibly go until you start getting stick drift. So if you leave your controller on its own and your character starts looking around the map on their own, or you start walking forward, then you may want to just put up the minimums just that little bit. And actually something new that I do recommend this season is putting your maximums down to 70. Now what this is gonna do is basically make your controller a little bit more reactive. And the more reactive it is, the quicker you're going to be able to lock on to players when you're aiming in and things like that. Now, as we come across to aiming, this is very subjective. Now, for most players, I do recommend somewhere between 4 and 7 for your stick sensitivity, but you may want to go even higher if you can handle that and still hit your shots. But a good trick if you do want to play on a higher sensitivity is to actually put down your ADS sensitivity multiplier. This refers to the sensitivity when you're actually aiming in. So if you do want high sensitivity, but you're struggling to hit your shots, then just put this down a little bit. For aim response curve type, put it on dynamic. For players on controller playing first-person shooters, it just feels the snappiest and most responsive of all the curve types. There's a reason that most of the pros use this. For ADS sensitivity transition timing, put on instant. For aim assist, of course, we want this on. And really, you want to choose between default and black ops for your aim assist type. I've recently gone back to default. It just feels a little bit better on average at those shorter and longer ranges, whereas black ops only seems better in certain situations. But for an all-rounder, leave it on default. Then for gameplay on automatic sprint, I recommend putting this on automatic tactical sprint. This will not only stop you from replacing your controller every few weeks, but it will also ensure that you can have very quick movements very easily. And then for a lot of the mantle options here, I do recommend switching them off. This is where the game tries to help you out and automatically get you to jump over things. But sometimes if you're in a gunfight or trying to do a particular type of movement, you don't really want the game grabbing onto things for you. Then slide and dive behavior. I've got mine on slide only, just because this means that you can slide cancel the fastest way possible. But of course, diving is quite a useful mechanic. So if you still want that on, put it on tap to slide. So you can still slide cancel by tapping your buttons, but diving will still be an option, you just have to hold your button in. For parachute automatic behavior, put this off. You can open your parachute much closer to the ground by doing it manually than if you left it on automatic. Meaning if other players have left on automatic, you're going to get to the ground quicker and have an advantage. For weapon mount exit delay, put it on instant. For interact reload behavior, put this on prioritize interact. It just means you have to tap your button to immediately pick up a weapon or open a door and things like that. Armor plate behavior, put on apply all. This means you only have to press your button once and you're going to apply all of your armor. It just frees up your fingers and thumbs to focus on, say, movement and things like that. And they're actually all of the important controller settings I recommend changing. A lot of the others are kind of subjective and up to you. They're not mega important, but hopefully this video does help you out. And if you want to perfect your graphics settings this season too, be sure to join me over in this video.